So, Minister, just a couple questions about the committee meeting that happened last week. During that committee meeting, your Deputy Minister, Leslie Dutoit, said that she had never ever refused to meet with the Children and Youth representative. As you know, though, there's correspondence where the representative requests a personal briefing on practice change, and your deputy says that she's not going to give any further personal briefings on practice change. So I'm just wondering, the juxtaposition of those comments, what gives?
Well, I guess the key word, Sean, is one that you used, and that's further briefings. On August 20th of 2009, the representative was provided a very full briefing by the Deputy Minister, and it is the Deputy Minister's view and mine that there isn't a need for an additional briefing, and that in fact the processes we've put in place whereby senior staff are able to meet together to talk about legislative changes, to talk about updates to practice change, responses to pending reports, that kind of a process is really where that continued updating of the work on practice change should take place. But a briefing has already occurred, and I am in full agreement with the deputy with respect to the process that we're engaged in, and also with respect to her view that she has never declined a meeting with the representative. I'm not aware of a meeting request that the representative has made that she has declined.
But the representative requested a briefing, further briefing on practice change, and Leslie Dutoit said no. Wouldn't that be a refusal to meet?
No, that's a refusal to give a further briefing. And I'm sure, Sean, you know the difference between just having a meeting and actually preparing and presenting a briefing on substantive ministry work. Those are two very different things. I have at times had meetings with the representative where we've sat down and talked about a variety of different topics, discussed different things. That's very different than when we have sat together to have briefings from the representative on reports that she's producing. The two are very different.
Do you think that people of British Columbia would feel that way? Like, I mean, you know, splitting a difference
Sean,
between a briefing and a meeting, right?
Yes, I do. A briefing and a meeting are two very different things. If you asked me for a briefing on a particular topic, and I came to you and simply sat and discussed things with you over a cup of coffee, that's not a briefing. A briefing is where you prepare materials, you prepare content, you prepare an agenda such that you're going to be able to instruct the person you're briefing with regard to that information. You prepare question and answer materials for them. There's all manner of work that goes into a briefing, and it's a completely different setting than having a meeting where you might dialogue about a range of topics. Right. So I have no doubt that anyone who's ever experienced a briefing would know the difference between a briefing and a meeting.
Can we have last question, please?